I love fighting games. I know, big surprise, right? I mean, I've been playing them for my entire life, and in that time, I've had a lot of favorite characters. They've been Spanish ninjas, 10,000-year-old princesses, Russian assassins, space bounty hunters, characters that either best complemented the way I played the game, had a moveset I found enjoyable, or just had an undeniable style that I wanted on my TV screen at all times. Not exactly the most relatable characters in the world to a nerdy 20-something living in a Boston suburbs, but 2014 actually kinda changed all that for me. I was knee-deep in Persona 4 Golden, and the release of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax was upon me, and in that game, I actually found one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time, and for the first time, a character that I could actually relate to. Kanji Tatsumi. Because he uses a chair! Oh, yeah, look at him swing the chair. Oh, he hit him right in the face. And then the way he brings it down on folding chairs are the best weapons, you guys. Do you know how long I've been waiting for a fighting game character that does this, that uses a chair as a weapon? Oh, it's so friggin' awesome. I'm getting max hype just talking about it. Yeah, chair, hit it with the chair. Actually, the real reason is based a little less in folded steel and, just slightly more depressing. Kanji Tatsumi is one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time because I can firmly relate to him. You see, at the core of Kanji's character is a struggle that he'd been dealing with for most of his life, and so have I. And because I can only talk seriously about issues through a lens of fighting games, we're talking Kanji, me, and toxic masculinity. Now, before we begin, I feel like it's important to note that this episode will absolutely contain spoilers for plot and character development of Persona 4. I realize this game's almost a decade old, but with the recent release and success of Persona 5, I imagine there's a lot of new eyes on the series that might want to go back and play previous entries. Persona 4 Golden is one of the best JRPGs I've ever played, and I wholly recommend it. Again, this episode will contain spoilers. So I guess the most appropriate place to start would be explaining what toxic masculinity is. Here, let's just pull up the Wikipedia page. Toxic masculinity is a critique of the way feminists claim society has created men to be dominant, aggressive, sexually and otherwise, and unemotional, both collectively and as individuals. Many feminist movements seek to address this aspect of masculinity and deconstruct its ideas and principles. Toxic masculinity is closely related to hegemonic masculinity and patriarchy. Okay, how do we break that down? Okay, you know those real men memes? Kind of like this one? And this one? This one? This one, this one, this one, this one. These are all examples of perpetuating toxic masculinity. It's the idea that if a man doesn't adhere to certain societal traits or behaviors commonly associated with his gender, then he's not considered a real man. Must be one of those fake men? Fake men I keep hearing about? Is that a thing? Fake men? So what does any of this have to do with me, or fighting games, or kanji? Well, to start, we gotta go back. We gotta go way back. Oh, look at that cute little guy. Wasn't he adorable? Just think, in 25 years, he's gonna masturbate a garlic breadstick to the NWO theme. They grow up so fast. But seriously, that actually might be a little too far back. I was thinking more like kindergarten age. This might come as a surprise to absolutely nobody now that I think about it, but even back then, as a kid, I kind of liked pretty much all the things that I still like now. So what if I still like all the things that I liked as a kid? That doesn't make me any less of a man. I'm still a man, the big manly man. Fighting games, martial arts, professional wrestling, specifically my favorite wrestler of all time, Bret Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart was my hero as a kid. He was the best wrestler in the world to me, and I loved everything about him. His look, his storytelling in the ring, his costumes, including the color scheme. See, the primary colors of Bret's wrestling costumes were hot pink and black. So guess what my favorite colors were? Now, give children credit for their remarkable ability to adapt to social situations, because I remember one of my first days of school, and we had to all sit around in a circle and go around introducing ourselves, and one of the things that we had to mention while we were introducing ourselves was our favorite color. And being told by basically an entire class of your peers on, again, this is like one of the very first days of school, first time being around this many other kids, being told that your favorite color is wrong sucks. That's because pink is for girls. What are you, a girl? Why don't you like red? Like a man. Men don't like pink. So I never mentioned it again to anyone. And red became my favorite color because that was as close as I could get to pink while still liking an acceptable boy color. Kanji's first brush was not unlike my own. It also happened at school. Kanji's family runs a textile shop, and growing up in that environment, he picked up a lot of related skills. Sewing, knitting, crocheting, and an appreciation for the art of it, especially really cute plush animals, an interest which, well, one look around my apartment would reveal that that's a like Kanji and I share. What? Real men don't fucking like cute little bullshit plush toys? Those are for girls! At a young age, Kanji was made fun of for his feminine likes and hobbies until, like me, he just started to hide it from other people. And as we got older, we took very different approaches to how we handled ourselves, even though the reason behind it was essentially the same. While I retreated into a shell and was just kind of seen as the weird, nerdy kid, Kanji went very much the opposite route.
Suddenly attacked our cameraman.
Get bent!
So he's still pulling that crap, huh?
Do you know him, Daddy?
I do. He's been in the station quite a bit. That's Kanji Tatsumi. He's a teenager who loves to fight.
Kanji's father died at some point during his young adult life, leaving his sons with the parting words, "If you're a man, you have to become strong." Kanji took it to mean, well, the same thing he'd been told most of his life. You're not a real man. And he kind of went off the deep end, trying to prove everyone wrong and show the world just what kind of a man he could really be. The only problem is, the only model that Kanji had to follow was the one that was getting forced on him for all of his life. He became boisterous, rebellious, violent, a veritable delinquent, a perverted caricature of manliness as presented by people that think real men are war vets that hold doors for women in between stakes, casual homophobia, and denying the wage gap. And don't forget bottling up our emotions. Emotions are for girls and gays. What are you, a girl? And gay? Gay girl? Speaking of gay, though, that's actually a pretty important part of our kinship in regards to toxic masculinity. I mean, we've already established that liking anything, even remotely feminine, is already a blight on your character and grounds for being just relentlessly ostracized and made fun of. But in the world of the real man, the only thing that could possibly be worse than being feminine in any way is being gay.
Hey, didn't I see you yesterday?
We aren't trying to follow you or anything, nor do I think you might be gay. And if you are, that's totally cool too. I think that's great.
Did you say gay?
Run for it! Huh? Wait a sec. Yosuke! Don't leave me standing here!
Hey, get back here! I know what it looks like, but you're wrong! I'm telling you, it's not like that!
Now look, I grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, when we were just literally calling everything gay. Like, it was bad, so much so that we had to call in the cavalry to put a stop to that shit.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting.
But like, that didn't mean that people in my life didn't and haven't continued to legitimately question my sexuality. I mean, like, I can still remember the very first instance of it ever happening. I was like maybe 9, maybe 10 years old when my best friend's older sister just like turned to me one day and asked, "Hey, you gay?" And my response was reasonably snarky and sarcastic, as you can imagine, but she still pushed the subject. No, seriously. I'm like 10. That puts me in what, like 3rd grade? Maybe 4th grade? And the thing is, by that point in my life, I feel like I was pretty locked into my sexual orientation. I mean, between Jessica Rabbit, Kitana, Chun-Li, Ming-Na Wen as Chun-Li, that Christina girl that sat next to me in class that one year, I was quickly accumulating a number of crushes, and they were all women. But I was weird. I was different. I didn't act like the other boys. I didn't act like a real man at 10 years old, so I'm gay? Now look, World Warriors, I tried to write down every single time someone either called me gay or legitimately thought that I was gay. But like, if we tried to go over every single one of them, like, it would take up the rest of this video and probably another video or 5. So I'm gonna try and narrow it down to the greatest hits. The 5 best reasons someone thought I was gay. In my youth, I used to regularly wear cologne. Not so much anymore. I feel like other guys have kind of ruined cologne for me, because like, everybody knows that one guy that wears too much cologne for his own good, and everyone within a 5-mile radius, but like, I work in retail, so I feel like I know everyone's one guy. And anyways, my cologne of choice back then was very sexy for him. Now you'll notice who makes it, sells it, etc. I had a girlfriend at the time that frequently shopped at Victoria's Secret, so I spent my fair share of time in there as well. That's how I came to try it out. Very sexy for him. And I liked it. I used it for years. Turns out, if you are a man buying a cologne for men, but it's from a Victoria's Secret, a place primarily marketed towards women, that's gay. I guess the lesson here is, if you are a real man, you're not allowed to shop at any girly places, especially not for yourself. So if you've been following this channel for any length of time, or happen to follow me on any of the social medias I'm on, or just know me in general, then you probably know that I'm a guy that's pretty anal about t-shirts, about their designs, and especially about their size. Right now, a men's medium is pretty much my golden standard, but back in the latter half of high school and into my early 20s, my body wasn't exactly the same as it is now. A men's medium didn't cut it. It was just a little bit too big. And as you could imagine, a men's small, just a little too small. But you know what fit me just friggin' perfectly? A women's large. And here's the thing. By that point in time, all I was wearing were band shirts anyways, so it's not like my mildly unorthodox choice of t-shirt size was even friggin' noticeable. But the one person that did, oh, Brian must be gay. He wears girl band shirts, not boy band shirts. No, not those kind of boy band shirts. Or that one. LFO had a band shirt?
Really?
I don't date. And I haven't for a while, actually. But when I tell people that, they never ask me why. But you know what question they always got loaded in the chamber? Oh. Are you gay? And it makes my head tilt like a confused doggo, because what? Do straight people think that gay people just don't date? Is that a thing? Is that one of those more obscure gay stereotypes that I just don't know about, that I've never heard of? Like, no, I get it. I do. I get it. I'm a straight man that has voluntarily opted out of the chase. I'm not currently in possession of or in pursuit of a woman or women sexually or otherwise. And that is just seen as unmanly, therefore gay. I'm not allowed to be single because I want to be. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. I play Vega. Been a Vega main since Super Street Fighter 2. Vega's a vain, effeminate, beauty-obsessed narcissist frequently accused of being gay by gamers, so if you play Vega, you must be gay? Okay, we need one more to round this list off. Okay, here we go. Not wanting to fight that guy in middle school. So I've never been in a fight in my life before. Almost a couple of times, but there was this one guy that was daring me to fight him, and I did not. Mostly because I was just brave enough to be a coward, but also because there was, like, just in my head, there was no way that this scenario was going to work out for me. Like, I've seen enough school fights to know children do not nearly have as much honor as fighting game characters, and fights are rarely one-on-one. As a kid with few friends, especially in school, the numbers game was just never going to be in my favor. And in case the trend isn't obvious by now, real men fight, if you don't fight, gay. Hey, don't you have anything to say about that over there, God, I don't even know what to call you. Real man CrowMn? Actually, not really. It's really hard to be this cartoonishly misogynistic and homophobic. Like, fuck. This is really hard. Oh, I think I just blacked out a second there. Oh, this is bullshit. I'm out of here. I don't even fucking care anymore. Now, Kanji was just a little worse off in this respect. While our shared passions and behaviors led to people questioning our manliness and bombarding us with homophobic slurs, at the very least, I was sure of my sexual orientation enough to know that anybody legitimately calling me gay was just a fucking idiot. But with Kanji, his sexual orientation was a little less clear.
Oh shit, hide! You want to have a talk with me?
That's right. I find you incredibly intriguing.
Well, I guess that's cool.
I'm glad to hear it. I'll be waiting for you after school tomorrow.
He finds me intriguing? He's a dude that finds another dude intriguing. Does that mean he's... Hey! What are you twats looking at? What was their problem?
Now look, this video isn't meant to speculate on whether or not Kanji is actually gay or not. This video is meant to discuss the effects of toxic masculinity on the character. Even if Kanji was gay, it doesn't magically make homophobic slurs and having the validity of your gender questioned hurt any less, or fuck with your head any less. Now can we talk about Kanji's shadow?
Isn't it time for you to tell people how you truly feel? I'm everything that you wish you could be.
You liar!
I really hate girls. They look at me and say, you like to sell? Or if I paint a pretty picture, they laugh at it and say, wow, that's weird for a guy.
You prick! If you don't shut your mouth... Oh, God!
You should be strong. You should be tough. You should be manly. But what's that even mean? Girls can be so scary.
Kanji's shadow is basically a manifestation of Kanji's experience with toxic masculinity. Kanji's shadow's basically a gay, women-hating misogynist. He hates women because of how sneaky and dishonest and ridiculing of him they are, which sadly is how a lot of girls in Kanji's life actually treated him. Because unfortunately, it isn't just alpha male dude bros that push toxic ideals of masculinity onto men. Shadow Kanji is the twisted combination of everything Kanji's afraid of, but most importantly, afraid of being exactly the types of insults and accusations that people hurl at him. It's kind of ironic to think how Kanji in the real world became this despicable caricature of a real man in order to hide the real him, while Shadow Kanji, this side of him that was repressed and tucked away, is just as equally warped. No side of Kanji, not the real self, not the shadow self, were spared from the expectations of his gender, the expectations of what a real man is and what a real man does. The battle ends when Kanji's finally able to accept his shadow, despite how much it might hurt him to accept that a side of him so warped, so toxic, is actually a part of him and who he is. But a crucial revelation follows.
It ain't about men or women. I'm just scared shitless of being made fun of. I'm nothing but a big old coward who spends most of his time pushing people away. Look, I already knew that you existed. You're me and I'm you. That isn't some major revelation, you freaking moron.
It's that acceptance that allows Kanji to truly conquer his shadow, overcome his hang-ups, embrace the man he really is, and start to define for himself what being a real man means to him, and grow beyond the toxic masculinity that had plagued him. Kanji's story ends hopeful. It took me a little longer to get there. While Kanji was a loud, abrasive bully trying to get everyone to hate him, at 15, I was quite the opposite. A shy, awkward geek boy that just wanted people to like him. At my absolute worst, I was a nice guy, and I hope everyone knows what I mean when I say that. Nice guy. Because it feels like it took me a lifetime to be able to admit that to myself and realize just how much of an asshole I was. I didn't face down my shadow until my mid-20s, and I'd like to think since then I've done pretty okay making amends with myself, and openly embracing parts of me that I used to hide, and calling out toxic masculinity for the bullshit that it is and the bullshit it perpetuates.
You are so persistent!
Yep, there's no denying it.
Come again!
I can't help it. I love stupid, cute shit!
For all that and much more, Kanji Tatsumi is one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time. But enough about me. What about you guys over there on the other side of the screen? Who was your favorite Persona 4 Arena main? Or just one of your favorite fighting game mains in general? And why? Tell me. Let me know in the comments below. I'm super interested to hear back from you guys. And, yeah. I'll see you next time. Oh.
That night was awkward and uncomfortable in more ways than one.